Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today I want to start a series for teaching perspective. In this video, I want to talk about the perspective and how you can understand it. This is the first step before when you try to draw something. You need to understand what is perspective and how you can use it, how you can start it. Some of the meaning inside the perspective, you need to understand that before starting. For this reason, I'm going to use SketchUp program to explain the perspective parallel with some photograph. Then I will start drawing something with perspective to show it in a better way. SketchUp, this view is based on perspective, so it's easy to describing the perspective and the difference between the reality. What is in reality? For a very simple cube is not like a perspective, it's like parallel projection. As you can see, we have three directions: blue, green, red, for showing three directions for a cube. We can draw a cube with just three directions, and each direction, as you can see, the parallel lines are really parallel, like this. It's always parallel. It doesn't matter if we change the angle. They are always seems parallel as they are. In the reality, not what can see with our eyes. Objects are like this. This is the way we can measure the things. This system based on mathematics, and this isn't like what we can see with our eyes. There isn't any depth in it. If you copy this object, there, the size of both of them are same. It doesn't matter to be closer or farther. The size of them is same. Going to left or right is same. All the lines parallel with green are completely seems parallel. All the lines parallel with red axis is parallel with red axis. You can see some of them are upper, lower, but in this angle is understandable. We can't feel it. But this isn't the way our eyes can understand the objects. Okay, I want to turn it into perspective. Our eyes can see the objects like this in perspective. You can feel the depth. If you have same object and you can feel it as it's going farther, it's became smaller. As it's going closer, it's became bigger. So you can feel the depth here. And if it goes too far, then it became a point. You can see. What's the difference? An important difference is the parallel lines in reality here they aren't parallel anymore. As you can see, these two lines, green parallel with green axis, they are meeting each other on that point, and the lines parallel with red axis, they are meeting another point. These 2 points are on one horizontal line. We can call it horizon. All the vanishing points are located on this line. Under this line we have a ground. Above this line we have the sky. Let me show it in another example. Here this is a modeled city. Also here you can see, for example, if I stay on this street, I can feel that point. The lines for the streets, they are meeting, they are parallel and they are meeting each other on that point. Also, these lines are going on the same point. Let me it doesn't matter the distance between the line. If they are parallel, they are going to same point. And for example, this line, you can see it doesn't matter the distance between them. And for the other direction, we have another point for the other direction. Okay, if I stay on this street, I can see that point on the horizon, and above that it's sky. Under that line it's ground. Let's coming back to the other file. Here just I want to talk about what's that horizon. That horizon, if I take a position for the camera, you can see, let me do it a bit closer. Oops. My eye height level is 167, and it's same, and it's this actually. And if I draw a line from ground, if I copy this line to upside for 167, it's showing the horizon line. Even if I do that there, it's same. 167, it's same. So this is line. The horizon is located in front of my eye, and the height of that line is same as the height of my eye level. If I change my eye level, I can change it here easily to 50 centimeters. Right now you can see it's changed. It's lower than before, and if I copy this line for 50 centimeters upper than ground, it's right on the horizon. Even if I draw a line from a ground with the height of 50, it will be finished right on the horizon. It doesn't matter if I draw, you can see the red line is parallel with the red. If I draw a red line here in this height, it's completely it's a horizontal line. If I draw a line parallel with green axe, also it's looking same. It's completely flat. It's completely in front of our eyes. If we have a surface like this, the height of this is 200. Let's change it to 250. If I put a guy here and change the eye height to 250, guess what? Now this surface is right in front of our eyes. We can see above it or we can see below it. And if we draw a line from the ground with that height, it will be finished on same height. It doesn't matter we draw this line here or there. It's same. Everywhere it's same. From the any point from ground till horizon, it's 2.5 because our height level is 2.5. As normal, if we stand and draw a sketch from somewhere, our height level is similar as the other people. So we can put the horizon. If we start drawing something, we can put the horizon line. You can see if I copied this figure different places. If I change this to 170, 165, 160, yes, all the heads right now, like my eyes on same level as the others. I stand it up and I take a shot or I made a sketch. But if I sit on a chair, my eye level is lower. So same place of the body of each figure, like the knee, is on the horizon line. Because I sit on a ground or on a chair and my eye level is lower than the others. If I stand on a chair or something, it could be my eye level is higher than the others. It could be more than, for example, 5 meters. It looks like I'm looking out of window from the first floor. Or it could be higher, for example, 8 meters. So if you have a cube like this and it's located there, easily you can guess, yes, it's few meters above our eye level. It's on top of a hill or it's the last floor of a building or anything, because we can see below it easily. If we place, if we can see above it, it means our eye level is upper than this. We are looking from top to that. Okay. Now I want to talk about the place of the vanishing point. Is it always same? Here, as you can see, both of them are outside of the frame. Or if we have one, the other one is too far. But here I want to talk about field of view. Our normal eyes, the field of view of our eyes is around 35 degree. A cone with 35 degree comes from our eyes. But I want to pause here and show something else, because the perspective is still, it's not exactly like what you can see with your eyes. It's mostly like a photo taken by a camera with one lens. It means you are watching to a scene with one of your eyes, not both of them. Let me show it in another example. Okay, if you search Google about the history of perspective, easily you can find one of these pages. It shows that how old is perspective and when humanity discovered it. For example, this one is quite old, for I guess it's 2nd century, and you can see there's a one point in the middle for showing it's one point perspective, but these are must be parallel with this, but mistakenly it's not going to same vanishing point. Just they draw it by mistakes in parallel with parallel lines. Slowly, artists try to discover how perspective is working. This machine, you can read it here, invented by Leonardo da Vinci. He called perspectograph, and you can see here there is a stable wooden or something, and there's a hole on it, and the artist have to look through that hole. I mean, it looks like a camera, stable camera without any movement, and there's a framed glass here, and they can copy the lines quickly for a rough sketch, and then they can use it as a reference for their painting. This is in this way they can started to understand the perspective in a better way. And other artists also tried to make something similar. You can see it's with one eye like a camera, and they're looking to that point, and they're copying the lines. They're tracing the line on the piece of glass. So what you can see, what you want to draw as a perspective, it's exactly looks like a photo that taken by a camera. It's not looks like what you can see with your both eyes. Here, in this application, easily I can rotate the shape, but when I'm starting drawing, everything is stable. I can rotate it. I will start with this angle, and till I finish that sketch, I have to follow it. Just I want to talk about the place of the vanishing point, because let me show it in a simple example how I can start drawing something. Okay, an example. When I want to start drawing something, I have to start with a line as a horizon. Then I will pick 2 points randomly. Then I will start with a line like this. Then I can connect the line. And this is showing a direction, one direction, parallel with x. This is parallel with the vertical lines, and again here I can draw another line parallel with x point, x direction. This line and this line are parallel, and for the other one we can connect these two lines like this. And we have a cube right now. So I started with a random horizontal line. I picked 2 points as a 2 direction. Then I draw 2 lines parallel with x and 2 lines parallel with y. And if we draw the back lines, we can have another 2 parallel lines with y and another 2 parallel lines with x. You don't need to draw it right now, just I'm trying to give you a vision for understanding it better. Okay, this is the way I'm starting to drawing something. Let's go back to the program and talk about how we can place this point and what's the difference between picking this point here or a bit further or out of the paper. We can discover it there in a better way. Okay, here easily I said I can turn the shape. Okay. If I choose this, I can change the field of view from 35 that we said it's our normal field of view to, for example, 60, like a wide camera. Right now we have a wider view, wider field of view, and we can see both of the vanishing points in our paper. So what changed? The field of view. I can increase it to 80. Right now they are looking closer. Even if I stay here, I can have both of them. Like this is looking like what I drew a few minutes ago. A cube. Let's change it to 35. Right now I don't have any. The vanishing points are out of our frames. Okay, let's go back to the Photoshop and try to draw something, and then we will come back here to describe few more things. So it looks like I can resize this layer. One of the points, or maybe both of them, could be out of my frame. So I can draw that cube much bigger. Or I can draw a longer line and draw a cube here. As you can see, if I pick, if the distance between the points like this is if this distance is bigger, it means you have a view like normal eye, our normal eye, with less degree, less field of view. If I start with closer vanishing point, then these are looking more tilted and we have a bigger field of view. It means it's wider now, but you can draw them on the same size. It's up to you. It doesn't matter if you start with this or this. In the other sessions we will talk about which one is better for which subject. It's so soon for talking about this. But right now one of the points is closer than the others. Let's go back to the program and check this again. Okay, here I want to turn it into 80. As you can see, when I'm rotating around the shape, I can change the place of the vanishing point. And when I can see this face better than this one, it looks like right now I'm in front of this. I can see this point closer, much. It could be even inside it. Right now that point is inside the cube. The other one is too far, or very close to the cube, or this much close to the cube. But if we take it here, we can see this side. If we place that point right on that line, let me move this figure, we can see anything from this face, because this face right now it's located on that point. If I go around the shape, and right now as I can see this face better, this point is closer, and again this point could be right on this face and we can see any side of this surface, or it could be inside. Normally when we have one point in the middle, and you can see that these directions are looking completely horizontally, parallel with the horizon. This is, we are calling it one point perspective. One point perspective. But just if we rotate a bit, just a bit, it's became 2 point perspective. But if we stay parallel with this, if we draw this direction horizontally, we are calling it 1 point perspective. But with a bit angle, it's became 2 point perspective, like this. It doesn't matter we use this or this. We have 2 point. We are calling it 2 point perspective. But you can see these are not looking quite parallel. Let me continue the vertical lines. Extend the vertical lines. Okay, if I change this to 100, and if I look from top, I can see as it's going farther in this direction, also we have another point below the shape, but it's happening when we are looking from top. If we look right in front of the middle, right in front of the shape, we can feel it. They are looking parallel. If we go closer, if we stay on the middle, around the middle, they are looking parallel. But if we go a bit lower than the middle, you can see there must be a point on the up, like there. If we stay on the upper part, we can feel it, it's below, it's in the ground. So there's a third point. If we stay on the middle of the shape, it's looking vertical. But if we stay a bit lower than middle, we can feel it up. If we stay upper than middle, we can feel it down. But this is something, it's not beautiful or usable enough. Maybe you want to use it, but in the photography or most of the renders, the artists are trying to remove this the third point, and there's a tools here for removing that 2-point perspective. It's completely, even if I look at it like here, it's so obvious. I can turn it into 2-point perspective. Right now it's quite vertical. There isn't any other point in this direction. This is the same thing that most of the photographs are doing for their photos. I will show it in an image right now. Okay, this is an image that I continued the line to find the vanishing points. There were a video especially for this and few examples like this that I tried to find the vanishing points in the images. I will put the link here for you. You can see there isn't any vanishing point for the vertical lines. It's not, this isn't real. This is happen on Photoshop. All the photographs are doing same thing, they are using special lens to removing the third point. So it's much more artistic to removing that point, or if you want to draw, you don't need to pay attention to that point. Just you can draw with 2 point or 1 point. Okay, just we will back to this, but let's quickly control this. These lines are parallel as they are meeting each other on this point. These lines, also this building is parallel with this building, but this building here, it's not parallel with these. As you can see, the angle of this is different. Or this one, this line is parallel with this side or this side. If I continue this, it's going somewhere far from this view, out of our paper on the left side. These are, if I continue this axis, we can find another vanishing point, and you can see one of them are in the frame, the other one is out of the frame, and it shows that this line at the end, it's not parallel with this line because it's not going to that point, but this is parallel with this. Okay. Let's go back to the program to check a few more things. Here I showed that this is, we are calling it 1 point perspective, and this is 2. But what if these in this with 2 point perspective or 1 point perspective or this one or any angle, this is just for having 3 direction, just a simple cube or whatever inside or parallel with this. But if we have another cube, this is one point perspective right now. If we have another cube somewhere here, also it's following same rules. There's a point here and these are parallel, but if I rotate this one, you can see for each new direction, this cube have 2 new direction. For each new direction we have another point. One for this and one for this direction. So the rules in 1 point perspective and 2 point perspective, it's same. You can have a tilted furniture inside the 1 point perspective interior, and that for drawing that sofa you need to have another 2 points. So in one perspective you can have more than 1 or more than 2 points. So depends on the directions you have in your drawing, you need to add points. For each direction you need a point. If I look at it in this way, example, right now this one is looking 1 point perspective and we use 2 point for the other cube. Right now it's hard to having 4 points in the same time. Always one of them are out of the paper. Okay, as you can see, this one is here flat. It looks like a 1 point perspective. So this one is a direction, horizontal line. The lines going to this point, the lines going to this point, and there's another direction for this. It's going somewhere there. So if we add one more direction, we need to add a point for it. Right now I can start drawing few cubes and easily you can understand what's going on. For example, you don't need to, for a good practice, you can keep this one, I can erase this one, I can put this one in the middle and continue to drawing more cubes just with same vanishing point. For example, I can start with a line from here, obviously this is above our eye level. Draw the lines first, draw the lines that going to the vanishing point, so soft. Then just repeat that part you need with a darker line. Okay, it could be another cube here. Same rules. one maybe here. If I draw that line smaller, it means it could be farther, or it could be smaller. We have to continue the line to find it. If I continue this line from here, I can find that it's farther. If I start this line somewhere from here, on the ground it's so obvious, but above the ground it's not obvious. If I start a line from here, a point from here, and draw something like that, let's measure this one. For example, it's not obvious it's how many meter. If we say it's 3 meter, now we can say this is 1 meter, so this is became 50 centimeters. So it means our eye level right now it's on 50 centimeters. So this one is also became 50 centimeters. All the lines from ground till our height level became 50 centimeters. If I draw these lines lower, it means it's much closer to us. If I draw it here, it means it's farther than us. If I need 2 meter, I can say this is 50. Right now it's became 1 meter, and this is became almost 2 meter height, and I can draw a vertical cube like this. Okay, I want to come back to the program to talk about this again, how I measured this point. How I said if I draw a point here, from here till our eye level, it's became 50 centimeters. It doesn't matter that point is closer to us or farther. All of them are in the same height right now. Okay, here I showed that if I put the figure here, looking through his eyes, and my eye level, if I change it to 50 as we had on the perspective that we draw, you can see my eye level right now it's on 50, and all the things, all the height equal with that 50, it's on the horizon. This is 50 centimeters, this is on that shape, it's 50 centimeters. If I draw a line from ground till with 50 centimeters height, it will finish here. This is also same what I did in the drawing. This is also, I will show why I draw this 50, but it's not finished there. Let's try one more. It's 50, it's same. Here it's 50. It isn't also finished on the line. What's happened? If I rotate this, you can find this line. You see, it's lower than this. Because of that, they didn't finish on a horizon. This is a problem the program. Sometimes you're picking a point, but it's not on the ground. It's lower than ground, like this too. So they didn't finish on a horizon. But if I move them up to 0 to ground, And again, if I stay here with 50, you can see all the lines are the height of the top point of all the lines are on the horizon line. So if I have again line here with 50 centimeters height, obviously it will be finished on the horizon line. Depends on the first number you put here. This is what I said, 50. If I change the scale of this, using 2 times bigger, right now it must be 100. So if I stay here and oops, it went lower than ground. If I stay here and use 50, you can see the midpoint of those lines are on horizon. It's 1 meter, half of it it's lower than horizon, half of it is upper. If I change my eye level to 100, it doesn't happen. Yes, with 100 right now, you can see the height of these lines are 100 and the top point are on the horizon. So if your eye level, the height of your eye be 150 centimeters, and if you have something with same height, that point, the top point, will be in front of your eyes and you can see above it or below it. For example, if you have a paper in front of your eyes, you can hold the paper. This is like a paper, and we have few buildings there. If I hold one paper in front of my eyes, for example, this is right in front of my eyes. I can see above it or below it. It's looking like a horizontal line. This is in my hand, and those are the buildings in front of me. I can recognize all the points, all these points that will locate in same height. With that paper, it's showing my eye level. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's same with my eye level. It's showing the horizon. If you go up and try to some urban sketching, this is the way you can find the horizon line. Or if you want to draw an object in a studio, for example a figure or something, anything, you can check the height of your eye level in that place. It's upper than that object, it's in the middle of that object, or it's in the lower than that object. That figure could be, for example, like this. Imagine you're in a studio and you want to try to draw that figure in front of you. And you can hold the paper in front of your eyes and you sit on a chair and you can find, yes, my eye level is somewhere here. then whatever is below this is below of my eye level, and all of this side is upper than my eye level. It's very helpful for drawing. Okay, this is could be your practice. Put 2 points and try to draw lots of cubes. Some of the cubes could be with this point, or you can add another few points like this one and one out of the paper here to draw a cube. With 2 new points. Obviously this cube is not parallel with the others. It has different angle. It could be, for example, in front of this I used horizontal direction also. This is looking like 1 point perspective. It's flat and we have one direction, and also this is a cube, and I can draw the lines behind it. You can draw it here and add another point here, and this is could be another cube. Drawing transparent cube like this, it's better for you. Try to draw as much as possible in a paper next to each other. For example, it could be another cube completely starting from here, inside or outside, it doesn't matter. Try to draw as much as possible. This is the first practice for starting drawing. Then slowly I will teach you how to draw anything. It's not just for architects. This is first step for all kind of drawing. If you're going to be a painter, also you have to know about perspective, so it's helpful. And I will teach you how to start drawing many objects with this vision. Thank you so much for having me. See you soon. Bye.